read... Thanks. Speaking of sacred things, if you read the newspapers about midway through last year, you would have come across this story about this idiot, this fucking idiot, this American fucking idiot who decided on the approach to the anniversary of 9/11 that he was going to collect and burn as many copies of the Quran as he possibly could. And then there were these other bunch of fucking idiots who thought the right idea would be to publicise this fucking idiot's idiotic idea by writing about it in every newspaper in the fucking world. And then there was this third bunch of fucking idiots who decided that they would respond to these idiots reporting this idiotic fucking idiot by claiming that they would eke out revenge on this idiot if he idiotically burned their sacred book. And the problem with this situation, apart from the obvious surplus of fucking idiots, is the central notion that an object can be sacred. So what makes an object sacred? This is my copy of the Holy Quran. What makes this sacred? What is it that makes this? What makes 2,734 people suddenly nervous? about the fact that I have a copy of this book on this object. How is it different from this, my copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? And please, I'm not saying it's not. It clearly is. But where is the sacredness? Where is the difference? But because you'd assume, wouldn't you, that it's in the words, it's in the text where the sacredness lies. It's the text, the incineration of which we fear or deplore. And yet, since the invention of the printing press and latterly the internet, these words, happily, these historic words, have been reproduced billions of times. These words are indestructible. So it can't be that. So is it the look? Can you judge the sacredness of a book by its cover? Is it these gilt edges, the gold? I mean, this is shiny too. And so if it's not that, what is it? I think maybe it's the very presence of the word Quran spelt properly here in the sort of Persian way, the Q and the apostrophe AN. The presence of the word Quran on its cover perhaps makes it sacred. But then what if some Islamic version of Sam's mum praying her little heart out, trying to resolve some UTI or migraine headache? What if she rubbed the text off with overuse and there was no longer the word Quran on the front of this Quran? Is it no longer sacred? For that matter, what if I took this yellow sticky note with the word Quran written on it and put it on the front of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? Is this just had a bit of sacredness added to it? For that matter, what if I took the cover off this copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows and put it on this copy of Harry Potter? Is this... Perhaps you're justifiably now more worried about what I'm going to do with this book. If we, God forbid, got rid of J.K. Rowling altogether and was left with just this. What about this? This piece of cardboard that I underpaid my atheist bookbinding student friend to render to look like the Quran. Is this? And then again, why, whether or not someone holds a book sacred, why would you burn it? What sort of fucking idiot burns a book? Burning a book is like burning a bra. After the adrenaline of this symbolic moment is over, all you're left with is a pile of ashes and unsupported boobs. Idiot. But I'm being facetious. I guess I'm being facetious because I think if we think about it, we all know that sacredness doesn't lie in the object or the person or the institution that's held sacred, but rather in the minds, the collective belief of those who choose to or have been taught to or have come to believe that something is sacred. And that's fine. That's actually, importantly, one of your human rights. It is your human right to hold sacred what you will. If you want to imbue earthly things with supernatural agency, that is your right. And if it came to it, I guess I'd scribble up a shitty placard and march beside you to defend your human right to hold sacred what you will. But I don't think that means you get to tell other people what they should hold sacred. I don't think... Yeah, it's like Sam's church. Woo! I don't think you get to tell me what historical figures I may or may not satirize in cartoon form, and I don't think you get to tell me who I can and cannot criticize and in what language I can or cannot criticize them, because one thing seems to be a truth, and that is that if a person or an institution are held sacred by too many people, then they are by definition beyond criticism. And when a person or an institution becomes beyond criticism, it seems they slip inevitably towards corruption.